stress Y2 will be equal to 92.858 minus by 140 minus by 92.858. Okay, so 92.858 is your average, and this is your U. Why I use U? You can use whatever way you want. It's up to you. You can use angle also, you get the same answer, right? So we know, like what I mentioned to you before, the distance from here to here is U. And then if I take the same distance, this is also U, as you can see, right? So therefore, this will be equal to 140 minus 92.858, 92.858 minus y. So it's equal to 45.716 megapascal. And your tau max is 92 point. Okay. So this is your solution. And if you want to use this, I'm copying the solution manual. Okay, the answer is exactly the same. Okay, but you don't need to form all this equation. Okay, you don't need to. You just draw the circle. Okay, that's why I always emphasize. The answer is exactly the same. Okay, approach is also very similar. They can visualize the circle. So if you look at here, right, Y2 is equal to 45.76, 45.7. The tau max 92.587, 857, 92.858. And then we have our U, we calculate our U to be here, right? So 140 minus 92.858 is also 47.142, 47.153. Exactly the same, okay? Don't memorize that formula, it's ridiculous. Do the way I teach you. It's so much easier, okay? And then on the other one, okay, for this case, they also have a very similar, solution. Okay, they have this. Okay, the values are exactly the same. And this is again, this is from the solution manual. Okay, so the solution manual, this is 110, 110, 220 and 60, 220 and 60. Just sketch the circle, okay? Don't form those equations. It's easier for you to visualize the sketching of the circle rather than anything else, okay? So I think this question is the one that a lot of students have issue, okay, and find it a bit not difficult, but a bit distracting based on the equation that they have come up from. Okay, again, I did not do anything new. I apply what I teach you in class. That's it. Okay. The next question that I'm going to deal with. Okay, y'all pick another 3D Mohr circle. Anyone pick any question that you have any issue with? Anyone on 3D, 2D, 3D Mohr circle? You're comfortable with it? Question 7. Now, question 7 is exactly the same that I've done in class. Okay, you can watch the video. Okay, I'm going to do it in a very fast way. Okay, because I believe there are a lot of questions in combined loading for normal stress. Okay, so I'm going to do question 3 now. Now question 3 is a bit different. Sorry, question 7 is a bit different from question 8. Okay, so homework 03, question 7. It's different, okay? And again, I'm just going to sketch this thing out. Okay, I'm not going to do any formulas that they do. It's not a waste of time, but everything can solve in an easier way, do the easier way. This question is different from the one before. The different thing is this, is that we are given that the maximum shear stress has to be 10. So I'm going to label this as X. This will be my Y. And this is my Z. Okay. So the first condition, okay, I'm going to again sketch this out. I'm not going to draw precisely. I don't waste your time. So we have on the line, we have, for example, I'm going to call this our our 14 kilonewton or 14 KSI. Okay. And then we have our 8. Okay. So I'm going to sketch this. So this is our point X. Okay. Now, some of you might ask me, Eugene, can we make the same assumption, okay, like the one we had before, right? Remember, we had an assumption as point X is equal to 1. So let's do like what we had before, okay? So we're going to assume, okay, stress X is equal to stress Y, right? And we are going to assume that it is equal to 14 KSI. So we're going to assume this is Y, okay? So from here, we can draw our first circle. And this is not to scale, okay? This is a sketch, right? So I'm going to label this as our stress A. This is stress B, right? So when this is the case, our stress average will be equal to 14 KSI. And our tau max for the XY plane is going to be 8 KSI. Okay. And then when that's the case, we are going to have our stress A and stress B is equal to 14 plus or minus 8. So 14 plus 8 is going to be 22 KSI. And the other one is 14 minus 8 is equal to 6 KSI. And then we know that stress Z, point Z is here. And then when we draw our circle, right, for 10 to. So this is a sketch, right? So when that's the case, we realize that tau max for the YZ or or XZ plane will be equal to 22 divided by 2, which is equal to 11 KSI. Okay. Now, this is not a valid answer. It's not valid is because of what? Because okay, because we have our tau max of 11 KSI is greater than the tau max allowable of 10 KSI. Okay. When they say 10 KSI over here, it also means stress max is equal to 2 times 10, which is equal to 20 KSI. Okay. And if you look at here, we've gone beyond what? 20. So this is not a valid answer. Now, the one before that we have just done, I know you like to compare and contrast. Okay. We were not told what is tau max. So it is a possible value. You all get what I mean? That is a possible value. Okay. Right, for the previous example that I'm showing now. So that is a possible value. Okay. But for this case, this is wrong. This is rightfully wrong. Why it's wrong is because, right, or invalid, not wrong, invalid, because the maximum shear stress now has gone to what? 11 KSI. Means the material will fail. Yeah, the material will fail. This is not a good solution. Okay. Right. So you cannot assume this. Now the next thing. We are going to now, again, I'm going to sketch and I'm going to declare that, okay, we're going to do another one. Okay, do a different one. Okay. So again, a sketch. Now, when you do all this, you need to make sure it's 3D Mohr circle, okay? And I'm sketching in the term test. You don't sketch, you draw precisely. I'm sketching because we have a lot of examples to go through, okay? Normal stress, strain stress, element going clockwise, element going anti-clockwise. So the next one, right? This is our stress X line, and then we have our okay. So we know that this is our point X. Yeah, we know. So the next one, we are going to assume, okay, we're going to assume that stress A is equal to 20 KSI. Okay, stress A is equal to what? 20 KSI. So stress A down here is going to be 20 KSI. So I'm just going to sketch this. Okay, so this is equal to 20 KSI. Okay, that is my stress A line. Okay, so we know that in a 3D Mohr circle, right? Like this is stress A. This point is shared with this circle over here, right? Share with this circle. And it also share with another circle over here. Okay. Now, by the way, this is not completed 3D Mohr circle. Sorry, this is not completed 3D Mohr circle yet because we have another circle over here that I did not draw. Okay, there is another circle down here. Okay, then this is a complete 3D Mohr circle. Let me see the other one. Did I draw another circle? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, so from here, I'm now going to draw a line coming from here to here, right? And then I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to rotate this